skills and tools that I've had to use throughout my life. And I watched Sarah grow up an extraordinary young girl who's turned into an extraordinary young woman, and I'm very exceptionally proud of her. She's really made a difference in so many ways. She's a dedicated, proud, focused, competitive woman who actually came down at the end of the time, and I don't know how often this kind of story gets told, but Notre Dame in the 90s was not particularly good shape, and it was a school that was in trouble financially. Even then, it was still all boys. It was really, I think, the integration of girls in the school that made a difference, and really since that time, the school has taken off. And Sarah was a big part of that in the 90s, playing sports here, making a big difference, obviously, in that area, and being truly recognized for that right now. But it wasn't just that. She is one of the many graduates who've come back. She coached here as well, and she's incredibly dedicated to making a difference in young people's lives. So I couldn't be prouder about what she's done, and her aunt, who I married many years ago, we love her dearly, and we are exceptionally proud of what she's been able to accomplish in ways that don't surprise us as we've known for so long. But she has served her community well. She's made a difference at this school. Most importantly, she's served the young people who make a difference here at Notre Dame. So congratulations, Sarah, for your great achievement tonight. And we regret that we couldn't be here, but we wish you the best, and we're not surprised, and we love you.
Sarah Morgan, Hall of Fame.
Okay. It's so great to be back at Notre Dame. Notre Dame is one of those special places for me that never really changes. You can be away for years and come back to the same sights and smells that you experienced when you were a student here. I've always felt Notre Dame truly has a small town feel inside a big city, and I really love that about the school. When you step on campus, it truly feels a world away from all the craziness we all experience in LA. I'd like to thank the Notre Dame community and Hall of Fame committee for granting me this recognition. I feel truly humbled to be a part of this induction class that has left their imprint on Notre Dame athletics. This recognition certainly gives me a sense of personal achievement, but I have to say, with Notre Dame not going co-ed until the early 80s, female athletes here at Notre Dame and from my era and before certainly blazed their own path, through which I believe has opened the door for me to be here tonight. So as I stand here to accept this honor, I do so with all those women that came before me, but most importantly with my teammates and those I had the honor to coach here for 10 years. Notre Dame High School will always hold a very special place in my heart. My journey to Notre Dame began as a little kid, and obviously referenced there, my Uncle Mike, who graduated in the 60s, would oftentimes share his great experience that he had here as a student. I remember when soccer began to change for me from just a recreational sport I played in the park to my daily obsession. It was at that point I began to dream about one day playing soccer here at Notre Dame. Maybe it was the daily reminders as my parents and I would drive down Riverside Drive, and I would fondly look over to the left and see the soccer field. And most importantly, when it was lit up at night, there was something really magical about that. Every so often, I can remember my dad asking those funny questions with me in the passenger seat, like, so what do you think? Can you see yourself playing there one day? Can you see yourself in one of those jerseys? And knowing my dad, he's always had that way to challenge me and keep me dreaming. The real obsession began after my parents signed me up for sports camp. I was in the 6th grade around 1991 at the time, and I remember remember being so impressed by the hustle and bustle around campus, and truly looking up to all the coaches and student athletes at the time. I remember thinking, this is the time that I can show them my soccer skills, so hopefully one day when I apply as a ninth grader, or incoming ninth graders, they'll remember who I am, they'll remember my name. And that particular summer, I met an impactful person named Neezer McNabb. Not only was she the girls' soccer coach at the time, but Neezer was semi-famous for those of you who don't know, or at least in my eyes at the time. For those of you who remember the movie A League of Their Own, Neezer McNabb had a role in that movie. And for me, I thought that was so awesome, and I looked up to her at that time. Remember, this is before internet and all that. It's like, woo, she's in the movie. It's amazing. I instantly connected with Neezer. She was super athletic, a stunt woman, and shared the same strong-willed nature I knew I had burning inside me as a young girl. Upon admission into Notre Dame and making varsity as a freshman, Neezer taught me early on the importance of winning. It wasn't always about the individual here at Notre Dame. It was always about the team. She also taught me that personal commitment and drive was always important to maintain within yourself. But most importantly, Neezer taught me to never shy away simply because I'm a woman, but to always stand up strong for myself as a confident athlete. She had an ability to make our team, and many of my teammates are here tonight, to feel like we belonged here at Notre Dame, and that girls' soccer really mattered. And that was important for us. I believe that over the years, I adopted that mentality, and for many of the girls that I coached here, I think it's safe to say I taught them the same message. And for that, I thank you, Neezer. During my 4 years here, our team set many goals. Some we accomplished, and some we fell short. One goal we accomplished at the time was making the postseason all 4 years. One goal, unfortunately, we didn't accomplish was winning that darn league championship, and we can thank Shamrod for that one, considering, especially my senior year, that we were the only team to beat us. That was a bummer. Some of my teammates have played a vital role in my life. After graduating high school, 3 of my teammates, Tiffany Thompson, Courtney Arrigo, and Callie Fernandez, were bridesmaids in my wedding, actually, and we all continue to share our friendship into motherhood. After graduating UCLA, it was a no-brainer for me to return and give back when Coach Rennie called. I have to say, though, it might have been a little questionable considering he hired me when I was 7 months pregnant with my first child, and actually went into labor on the field. And some of my players, I can remember them whispering, yes, we're not going to condition today. And I said, oh no, we're going to stay here and we're going to carry out practice until the end. They were not happy about that. But then actually had to drive me home as I'm in labor, which is very fun. In the end, I thank Coach Rennie for the opportunity to coach here and learn so many great life lessons along the way. The 10 years spent with my players while coaching alongside Megan Addis, Marie Hirsch, and of course my dad, continue to hold a very special place in my heart. We really did share a lot of great times together when we were here. The same toughness that I brought as a player, I definitely incorporated into my coaching philosophy. It was just in me. So for the players that are out there that I coached, we can honestly say I can't lie. I was tough on you, and I know that I pushed you sometimes harder than you wanted to be pushed. I many times asked you to go outside your comfort zone, but in the end, it is my hope that as time passes and you get older, you see the work ethic that I demanded from you will help you reach your goals and dreams in life long after sports comes to an end. Because as a 35-year-old woman now, I can stand here and say, ultimately, athletics is not about the wins and losses, it's about what lessons that you learn and you take away. And I find myself every day of my life reaching into my back pocket and utilizing lessons of my success and lessons of my failure. And most importantly, in raising my 3 children. As much as tonight is about accepting the Hall of Fame honor, tonight's about thanking those who shaped me into the woman I am today. It's about thanking those who gave me an incredible athletic experience. First and foremost, I want to thank my parents who are in front of me. Thank you for all the countless hours driving me all over the town for soccer practices and games. And also for all the missed family vacations, which was important, especially to my mom, substituted on the soccer field in all different parts of the town. Thank you to my mom for all the back massages and dinners ready as I walked in the door for practice. I've always said I actually probably could have been a pretty darn good cook had I spent any time with her in the kitchen than always living on the soccer field, but that's okay. A huge thank you to both my brothers, Colin and Ian, for always being the tag-along brothers, little brothers, cheering me on at the field, but then to have me willingly come back as grown adults and support me on the sideline watching my teams play. It really meant the world to me having you over my shoulder. Finally, thank you to my dad. My dad really taught me so much about toughness and having the grit and the fight to have what it takes to separate myself from the pack. Growing up with all boys certainly teaches you to be tough. I think I held true to that standard over the years, and for those of you in this room who know Sarah Morgan, sometimes I probably took that to another level, but in the end, I hope I made you all proud. And finally, the most important message for me as a parent, and I'm sure many of you parents out there feel the same, that for my children, I want them to know most importantly that this accomplishment is not recognized only by my athletic talent, but rather a commitment I made to something that I really loved. And the countless hours of hard work and sacrifice for short times is what really has allowed me the opportunity to stand here tonight. So it's my fervent hope that Jack, Morgan, and Helen each identify their own passion in their heart and live out their own dreams. Thank you so much.